Hummus is widely seen as one of the healthiest dips in the refrigerated aisle. That word fresh sits beside an expiration date, sometimes a month into the future. Commercial hummus production differs meaningfully from a quick blend in a home kitchen. Here's how it's done. This is Grocery Science. Today, we look at what is really inside hummus and refrigerated dips. Some commercial hummus uses soybean or canola oil rather than traditional olive oil. Some hummus uses soybean oil, not olive oil. Two tubs can look nearly identical while using very different oil ingredients. By the end of this video, you will read that hummus label very differently. Hummus can be a genuinely nutritious dip. The label reveals the version you are buying. Homemade hummus typically lasts 3 to 5 days, while store-bought can last 2 weeks or more. Potassium sorbate and citric acid are common preservatives extending commercial hummus shelf life. These preservatives work by inhibiting mold and bacterial growth during extended refrigerated storage. Regulatory agencies classify these preservatives as safe within their approved usage concentration limits. Modified atmosphere packaging removes oxygen from the container, further extending shelf stability. Some brands use high-pressure processing instead, extending shelf life without added chemical preservatives. This process uses physical pressure rather than heat or preservatives to ensure food safety. Checking whether a label lists potassium sorbate reveals which preservation method was used. Preservative-free versions generally show a shorter, simpler ingredient list overall. Consistent cold storage below 40 degrees Fahrenheit matters regardless of preservative use. Longer shelf life reflects formulation choices, not automatically lower quality or freshness. The printed date and preservative ingredient list together clarify how a hummus was formulated. Traditional hummus recipes rely on extra virgin olive oil for flavor and healthy fat. Olive oil's monounsaturated fat content is associated with favorable cardiovascular health research. Many commercial brands substitute less expensive soybean or canola oil to reduce costs. This oil substitution changes the finished product's overall fat quality, though not necessarily its safety. Comparing fat composition directly reveals a real, measurable difference between these two oil choices. Checking whether olive oil appears among the first several ingredients confirms its actual use. Some products use olive oil only as a garnish drizzle, not blended throughout the base. Tahini, made from ground sesame seeds, also contributes meaningful healthy fat and mineral content. Comparing tahini content across brands reveals differences in overall flavor depth and nutrition. Choosing brands explicitly listing extra virgin olive oil supports a more traditional fat profile. Fat quality generally matters more for health outcomes than total fat grams alone. Two products can show similar total fat grams while differing meaningfully in fat quality. Reading past the generic word oil to the specific type used clarifies the real formulation. Oil type stands as a genuine, easily checkable quality differentiator across different hummus brands. Oil type and its position in the ingredient list remain the two details most worth checking. Salt is added to commercial hummus both for flavor and mild preservative function. A typical 2-tablespoon serving contains roughly 200 to 250 milligrams of sodium. Plain cooked chickpeas naturally contain only about 7 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams. Health guidelines recommend adults limit sodium to about 2,300 milligrams daily. A generous hummus serving can use up a meaningful, though moderate, share of that daily limit. Some nutrition guidance suggests choosing hummus under 200 milligrams of sodium per serving. Comparing several hummus brands directly often reveals meaningful, avoidable sodium differences. Flavored hummus varieties often carry additional sodium from extra seasonings and flavor additives. Comparing plain and flavored versions directly reveals how much seasoning adds to sodium totals. Other refrigerated dips, like ranch or French onion, often carry notably higher sodium than hummus. Sour cream-based dips typically carry more saturated fat alongside their higher sodium content. Comparing hummus to cream-based dips directly highlights hummus's generally favorable overall nutrition. Pairing any dip with fresh vegetables rather than salty chips improves the overall snack. Measuring an actual serving helps align intake with what the nutrition label describes. Sodium content and oil type remain the two figures most worth comparing across any dip. Despite these considerations, hummus remains a genuinely strong source of plant protein and fiber. A 100-gram serving provides roughly 8 grams of protein and 6 grams of fiber. Chickpeas contribute meaningful iron, folate, and magnesium alongside their protein and fiber content. Dietitians often describe hummus as a genuinely useful plant-based protein option overall. Hummus generally compares favorably in fiber content against most other common refrigerated dips. Hummus is generally less calorie-dense than cream cheese or sour cream-based alternatives. Pairing hummus with vegetables and whole grain pita creates a genuinely balanced, filling snack. Hummus generally has a moderate glycemic impact, supported by its fiber and protein content. Some specialty hummus flavors add extra sugar or oil beyond the traditional base recipe. Be sure to check labels carefully. Dessert-flavored hummus varieties can carry notably higher sugar content than traditional savory versions. Checking sugar content specifically matters for sweet or dessert-styled hummus products. Hummus quality varies meaningfully by oil type, sodium content, and any additional ingredients. Comparing protein, fiber, sodium, and oil together offers the most complete nutritional picture. Comparing several brands side by side often reveals surprisingly large sodium differences. Understanding these patterns lets you choose hummus intentionally, not just by reputation alone. The word fresh on refrigerated packaging carries no fixed regulatory shelf life definition. Terms like artisan and small batch carry no formal regulatory definition for refrigerated dips. A natural label claim does not guarantee the absence of gums or preservative additives. Serving size print is often smaller than the flavor description printed above it. Flipping the tub over remains the most reliable way to verify any front label claim. Health-sounding icons and colors do not always reflect the actual oil type used. Checking oil type and sodium directly matters more than trusting any single front label claim. Comparing several brands side by side often reveals which ones genuinely use olive oil. Some products labeled all-natural still contain soybean oil and added preservative ingredients. Mediterranean-styled branding strongly shapes perceived healthiness, independent of actual oil and sodium content. Check oil type, check sodium content, and check the printed date relative to purchase. Choosing brands explicitly listing extra virgin olive oil supports better overall fat quality. Measuring an actual serving helps align intake with what the nutrition label describes. Pairing hummus with fresh vegetables rather than salty crackers improves the overall snack balance. Homemade hummus using chickpeas, tahini, lemon, and olive oil allows full ingredient control. Homemade hummus is typically less expensive per serving than premium store-bought versions. A few extra seconds reading the label can meaningfully change what ends up on the plate. Knowledge about ingredients is not about fear. It is about informed, confident choices. We started this video with a simple spoonful of hummus. Behind every tub of hummus is a formulation balancing oil quality, sodium, and shelf life. The evidence shows oil type and sodium content are the two details most worth checking. That understanding gives you a real choice rather than just a marketed one. At Grocery Science, we examine food through evidence, not to generate fear. Coming up, more grocery aisle staples, examined the same way, one ingredient list at a time. Thank you for watching Grocery Science. Stay curious, stay informed.